Hey, so this is my overview and recap for Nancy Drew Season 2, Episode 12. There was quite a lot going on here, so let's go ahead and break it down. We pick right back up from last episode's cliffhanger with Ace and Grant officially meeting as half-brothers. Grant said that he tried to tell Ace as quickly as he could after landing a job at the Claw, but Ace made it extremely difficult for him. Ace is interested in finding out that there are common things with him and Grant, so he asks him AC/DC or Aerosmith, and they're completely opposites. This will be a recurring gag for the rest of the episode. Grant then tells Ace why he's there because Grant's mom is threatened by a guy named Daniel West, who is after something that Grant's mom buried at Red Gate. Grant needs Ace's help, but not because Grant heard that Ace is the hero of Horseshoe Bay, but because Ace can talk to Nancy so that she will help with the case. They get Nancy's help, and Nancy proves herself to be a valuable asset immediately after knowing what Red Gate is. We then skip over to Nick and George, where Nick tells George that he has found a new lead against Everett Hudson and he will be meeting up with him over at the food festival where George will be as well for the Chowder Bowl competition. We then catch up with Bess, who finds a love letter from Odette and she writes one back. This is honestly really weird, as Ace has told us before. Anyways, Ace and Grant are looking for items to help them spelunky in the tunnels of the old Red Gate farm that Nancy told them about. While doing so, Grant ends up meeting his stepmom as well as his dad. He doesn't tell Tom who he is, but this will obviously be paid off later in the episode. We catch up with Nancy and Celia, where Celia is trying to convince Nancy to be a true Hudson by amending her statement against Everett Hudson with D.A. Rosario, in which Nancy obviously does not want to do. Immediately after, we see Carson Drew attempting to get more information for Nancy with an old case involving Grant's mom, and D.A. Rosario speaks highly of Nancy. Once again, this is obviously going to backfire later in the episode. We go back to the Spelunky group, where they immediately find the item that Grant's mom buried. It seems like it became an important part of the structure of the cave when Grant pulled the item out, so the cave immediately caves in, trapping Ace at one side with Grant and Nancy on the other. They are able to get out, obviously, but this scene was basically just to give more brother moments for Grant and Ace. The Spelunky group goes back to the Drew residence where Carson got all of the case files involving Grant's mom, who is now revealed to be named Helen Davis before Witzek. It is revealed that she worked with Daniel West to take down the Holt group, the same guy going after her now. Catching back up to George and her Chowder Bowl competition, we find out that George's family have already met Odette. It even sounds like they've made friends with Odette herself, and she even helps out with Jesse's French homework. It sounds like they like Odette more than George, but it also sounds like they just learned to live with her. We'll see if this will become an issue with George and Odette. We then figure out what is inside that gaming device that Helen Davis hid. It contains names that helped Grant's mom take down the Holt group. Ace then gets kidnapped by Daniel West out of nowhere. Daniel West tells Nancy that he wants the list of names in exchange for Ace's life. Nancy becomes desperate and decides to call in a favor with Celia in order to have a contingency plan. We then abruptly cut to the food fest and the Claw wins the Chowder Bowl. George also figures out that Bess and Odette have a thing going on and gets upset with Bess that she's even entertaining a relationship with a ghost inside of her. Going back to the kidnapping, Daniel West reveals that the Holt group was just a front for a secret organization and Daniel West is simply trying to get back into the group after outing them. The road back is apparently some underground organization like the Illuminati or Spectre if you're a James Bond fan. This is a much bigger conspiracy than we were led to believe, and I personally think that this will be one of the overarching stories going on to the next season. Obviously, this will also involve the Hudsons again alongside Everett. We do get a nice Nancy and Ace scene for those of you that ship them. Nancy even cries and tells Ace,
"I couldn't lose you."
Anyways, it's revealed that Nancy asks Celia to get someone to follow and retrieve the list of names from Daniel West, and it apparently worked, but now Nancy owes Celia a favor, and the end of the episode shows what we all knew. Nancy amends her statement against Everett to the DA. We then go back to Nick, who finds the Saint, and it's revealed that the Saint was wary of Nick because Ryan said Nick is his friend. The reason for this is because Everett set Ryan up to sign a lot of paperwork for Everett's wet work that needed to be done. Ryan just signed them personally because he was asked to do so as a teenager without even knowing what they were. Finally, we resolve Grant's storyline with him meeting Tom. This was a nice moment, and I do not think we've seen the last of Grant, because it was kind of weird that there was so much build up with his character only to leave immediately after everything was revealed. It's also revealed that Grant prefers Star Trek for better science. Ace definitely prefers Star Wars. I prefer Star Wars too. Overall, this episode felt important to the story. It also gave us a new big bad, which is the Road Back. I wonder what they will bring to the table. Once again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and tell me what you think of the episode in the comments below. If you want more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a great day.